friends, I'm Grishma and you're watching my channel G Tutorial. Today's class is on simple interest and compound interest. If you like my video, please subscribe to my channel for getting more RRB JEE related videos. Now let us get to our portion. First let us see what is meant by interest. If a sum of money is borrowed from a money lender or bank, then the money that the person who borrowed pays for using that money, it is known as interest. So interest is defined as the money paid for the use of money that is borrowed. Next, let us see what is meant by principal. Principal is the money that is actually borrowed from bank or money lender. The money that is borrowed is called as principal. And the principal plus the interest, that is a money that is returned back to the bank or the money lender, is called amount. Amount is equal to principal plus interest. Next is time. Time is the time for which the money that is borrowed. Suppose for 10 years, a money is borrowed from bank for 10 years. Then that time period is called as time. And rate % per annum is the amount that has to be paid for rupees 100 for a year. It is known as rate. So, first thing we had to study from here is simple interest. If throughout the loan period, interest is charged on the original sum that is borrowed, then that interest is called as simple interest. That is, we are charging the interest only on the principal that is actually borrowed. That is called simple interest. You will understand it clearly when you are studying compound interest. So, simple interest is equal to, if P amount of money is borrowed, P is the principal, and it is borrowed for a time T at a rate R%, then simple interest is given by PRT divided by 100. Now, P is principal, R is the rate, and T is the time for which it is borrowed. And the amount is given by principal plus this simple interest. Now we can do some problems from the concept of simple interest. This is the first question. Find the simple interest on rupees 4,800 at 8% per annum for 10 months. Here we are given as principal is 4,800, rate is 8%, and the time is it is given in terms of month. So we have to convert it in terms of year. So 10 months is 10 by 12 years, which is equal to, can divide it by 2. So 5 by 6 year. Now we can calculate the simple interest. It is equal to P into R into T by 100. That is 4,800 into 8 into 5 by 6 by 100. This and this. 6 8s are 48, 8 8s are 64 into 5. 320 is the value of simple interest. Next question. The simple interest on certain sum of money for 2.5 years at 1/3% per annum is 560, and find the sum. Here we are not given principal. We have to find the principal. Time was given us 2.5 years. 2.5 years is 4% 5. 5 by 2 years, and rate is 8 1/3 per annum. 25 by 3% is the rate, and simple interest is given as rupees 560. So SI is equal to PRT by 100. We know that SI is 560. We don't know the value of P. R is given as 25 by 3%, and T is 5 by 2 years. So we can calculate 25 and 4 times. Then there is nothing to cancel. So P is equal to 560 into 3 to 6 4s are 24 divided by 5, which is 112 into 24, which is 2688 rupees. This is the value of principal. Next question. This is the second model problem. A sum of money becomes 5 times the principal in 10 years. Find the rate percentage. We can use the normal method to do this, but I am using a shortcut to do this. I will tell you how you have obtained that formula. You studied only that. It is given that a sum of money becomes 5 times. Let us take it as n times. A sum of money becomes n times. So if P is a principal, after some time, we are given the time t years. We have to find the rate. Rate is unknown, and the amount will be turning to n times the principal. So amount is equal to principal plus SI. But we know only the formula of SI. SI is equal to PRT by 100. From this formula, amount is equal to principal plus SI. From that we can calculate the value of SI is equal to amount minus principal. Here amount is n times principal minus principal, which is n minus 1 into principal. So on substituting here, n minus 1 into principal is equal to P into R into T by 100. We can cancel P and P. So we have to find R. So n minus 1 into 100 divided by T gives the value of rate. Okay. So using this formula, I am going to solve this problem. You have to study only this. I have explained this only for you to understand. You just by heart this formula. If T is asked, you have to substitute T is equal to, you can cross multiply. T is equal to n minus 1 into 100 divided by R. Here we are asked to find R. So we are using this formula. You by heart only these two formulas. Okay. You can use rate is equal to n minus 1 into 100 divided by T. N is the time, how many times the principal has been. Here n is 5. So 5 minus 1 into 100 divided by T is given as 10 years. 5 minus 1 is 4, 40. 40 is the rate. Next question. This is the next question. A sum of money becomes twice the principal at a rate of 5% per annum. Find the time. We are using the same formula. Here we have to find T. T is equal to n minus 1 into 100 divided by R. So n is, money becomes twice the principal. So 2. N is equal to 2. So 2 minus 1 into 100 divided by rate is 5%. 2 minus 1 is 1. 100 by 5 is 20. So in 20 years time, at 5% per annum rate, the principal becomes twice the sum of the amount becomes twice the principal. Next model problem. This is the next model problem. A shopkeeper paid a SI of 36 by 25 of principal, where time and rate are equal. Find the rate percentage. Such a question is asked. Principal, we don't know the value of principal, but it is given that SI is 36 by 25 of principal. Then we are asked to find rate and time are also equal. It is also given. We are asked to find the rate. So rate is equal to, just you have to do this. Let this be x by y. So x by y into 100. So in this case it is 36 by 25 into 100. This will give you the value of rate. 25 into 4 is 100, root of 36 is 6 and root of 4 is 2. So 6 into 2, 12% is the value of rate. Next question. Next model problem. A sum of money becomes 5 times in 16 years. Find in how many years the sum becomes 11 times. It is of this type of problem. If a sum of money becomes m times in t1 years, and it becomes n times in t2 years, then there is a relation between the times the money has raised and the year. It is m minus 1 divided by n minus 1 is equal to t1 by t2. In this case, m is 5 and n is 11. t1 is 16 and t2 is unknown. We are asked to find the value of t2. We can substitute this in this formula. This is our formula. You have to by heart this formula. 5 minus 1 by 11 minus 1 is equal to 16 by T2. So T2 is equal to 5 minus 1 is 4. 16 into 11 minus 1 is 10 divided by 5 minus 1, 4. 4 and 16 get cancelled. So 4 into 10, 40. In 40 years time, the sum becomes 11 times. If the question is like, a sum of money becomes 7 times in 30 years, then in how many years it becomes 10 times? If the question is like that, then the value of this will be, a sum of money becomes 7 times in 30 years and it becomes 10 times in how many years? So we can do the problem using the same formula. M7 minus 1 by n is 10. 10 minus 1 is equal to T1 is 30 years by we have to find T2. 7 minus 1 is 6. 10 minus 1 is 9. 30. T2. 6 5s are 30. 5 9s are 45. T2 is equal to 45 years. Now we can see the next model problem. This is the next model problem. A shopkeeper borrowed rupees 500 from two different banks with different rate percentages for 2 years. Difference between SI is 2.50 rupees. Find the difference between rate percentages. So, we are given a shopkeeper borrowed, principal is rupees 500 and it is borrowed from two different banks with different rates. Let R1 be the rate of the first bank, R2 be the rate of the second bank, and it is borrowed for a time period of 2 years. And it is given that difference between SI of two banks is rupees 2.50. So we are asked to find the difference between rate percent, R1 minus R2 or R2 minus R1. This is what we are asked to find. So there is a formula for doing this. Difference between SI is given by PT into R1 minus R2 divided by 100. If you are asked to find the difference in rate. If the question is asked like difference SI is given and the time is varying but the rate is same. Then the formula is like this, and if principal is different then the formula will be like this. So we have to by heart these three formulas. Difference between SI is given and some change in either rate, time or principal is what we are asked to find. And the other quantities are given. We are using this formula to evaluate the difference in what is asked. So here we are asked to find the difference in rate percentages. So this formula is used here. So difference in SI is 2.50 rupees. 2.50 is equal to P is 500 into time is 2 years. R1 minus R2 is what we are asked to find divided by 100. So 2.50 by 10 is equal to R1 minus R2. For R1 minus R2 is equal to 0.25 percentage. This is the difference in rate percentage. Next question. This is the next question. A sum of money was lent at SI at 11% per annum for 3.5 and 4.5 years respectively. If the difference in interest for two periods was 5,500 rupees, then sum is. Here we are given that money is lent at simple interest at a rate of 11% per annum for two different years. Time is, first is 3.5. 3.5 is 3 to the 6 plus 1, 7 by 2 years, and T2 is 4 to 4.5 years, which is 9 by 2 years. And we are not given the value of principal, and the difference in SI is also given. It is equal to 5,500 rupees. So we are asked to find the value of principal. The sum is, we are asked to find the value of principal. So the formula is difference in SI is equal to PR, here time is different, by 100. Difference in SI is 5,500, which is equal to P is unknown and R is 11. T1 minus T2 is 4 and 9 by 2 minus 7 by 2. So we can cancel 5500 into 100 divided by 11 is equal to P. 9 by 2 minus 7 by 2 is 9 minus 7 is 2. 2 by 2 is 1. So value of P is 50,000 rupees. It is the value of principal. Next question. This is the next question. Rajan lent rupees 1,200 to Ragesh for 3 years at a certain rate of SI and rupees 1,000 to Mukesh for the same time and the same rate. If he gets rupees 50 more from Ragesh than Mukesh, then the rate is. This is also a similar problem. Here we are given Rajan lent to Ragesh and Rajan lent to Mukesh. So first principal is 1,200. The second principal is 1,000. Then rate is not given. Rate is what we are asked to find. Difference in SI is given as 50 rupees. And the time for which it is given as 3 years. So the difference in SI is equal to, here principal is varying. So R into T into P1 minus P2 by 100 is our formula. Difference in SI is given as 50. We are asked to find the value of R. T is 3 years. P1 is 1,200 and P2 is 1,000 divided by 100. So 50 into 100 divided by 3 into 1,000. 1,200 minus 1,000 is 200, which is equal to rate. R is equal to 100 by 2. It is 50 by 6, which is equal to 8, 1 by 3%. Next question. Next question. What sum of money will amount to rupees 520 in 5 years and to rupees 568 in 7 years at SI? This is the next model problem. We are asked to find the value of principal and it will amount to 520 rupees in 5 years. In 5 years, the amount is 520 and in 7 years, the amount will be 568 rupees. So, we can say that the difference of this is the interest for how many years? 7 minus 5 is 2 years. The difference of this is the simple interest for 2 years. So, 568 interest for 2 years. For simple interest for 2 years is equal to 568 minus 520, which is 48 rupees. 48 rupees is the interest for 2 years. Then the SI for 1 year is 48 by 2, which is 24 rupees. So, we are given amount in 5 years. So, SI for 5 years will be 24 into 5, 120 rupees. Then we are given, we obtained SI for 5 years as 120. We are given amount at the end of 5 years is 520. So principal is equal to, amount is equal to principal plus interest. So principal is equal to amount minus simple interest. Amount minus simple interest. Amount is 520 minus simple interest is 120. So the value is 400. 400 is the sum that is lent for simple interest. Okay. Next problem. Next question. A certain sum of money becomes rupees 1,250 in a span of 5 years at simple interest. Further to rupees 1,700 in a span of 8 years. At the same rate, what would be it amount to at the end of 12 years? We are given a certain sum of money becomes. So, it is the amount which is given. First, after some years, after a span of 5 years, the amount is rupees 1,250, and after 8 years, the amount is rupees 1,700. And we are asked to find the amount after 12 years. So after 12 years, we are asked to find the amount. If you are following the normal procedure, amount is equal to principal plus SI. Principal plus SI is PRT by 100. So, amount is equal to P into 1 plus RT by 100. You have to write the case of A1. You have to write the second case, solve it, find the principal and rate, and then write the expression for the case we are asked, amount after 12 years, and you have to solve it. This is a lengthy procedure, so it is better to use this formula to calculate the value of rate and principal. Rate is equal to 100 into A2 minus A1 by A1 T2 minus A2 T1. A1 is the first amount, A2 is the second amount, T1 and T2 are the respective years. And principal is given by A1 T2 minus A2 T1 by T2 minus T1. To find the value of rate. Rate is equal to 100 into A2 minus A1. A2 is 1700 minus A1 is 1250 divided by A1 is 1250 into A2 is 8 years minus A2 is 1700 into A1 is 5 years. So, it is equal to 100 into 450 divided by 1250 547. Which is equal to 100 into 450 divided by, you can take 100 as common, so 100 minus 85, which is 50. So 100 and 100 get cancelled, 15 into 3 is, so the value of rate is 30%. Similarly, we can calculate the value of principal. So P is equal to A1 is 1250 into T2 is 8 minus A2 is 1700 into T1 is 5 divided by T2 minus T1. T2 is 8 minus 5, which is 1250 into 8 is, we have found 1250 into 8 minus 1700 into 5. We have calculated it is 100 into 5, which is 1500 divided by 8 minus 5 is 3. So the value of principal is 500 rupees. We have obtained the value of principal and value of rate. So we can calculate the amount at the end of 12 years. Amount at the end of 12 years is equal to, you can substitute in this formula, P into P is 500 into 1 plus R is 30 into T is 12 years divided by 100, which is equal to 500 plus, we are opening the bracket, 500 into 30 into 12 by 100. So 12 is a 60, 500 plus 6 is 18, 1800, which is 2300 rupees. So the value of principal, the amount at the end of 12 years is 2300 rupees. It is better you by heart these two formulas. Okay, now we have covered every problem from the simple interest. If you are having any doubt, you can comment below, and in the next class we can see the compound interest in detail.